and GMT will be your champions of our final game of the day.
My name is Casper Prestonsgaard. In game I go by the name Gnaske, and I'm a crypto master. My first tip with crypto is that you can fly up to 200 meters away, but if you leave it somewhere, you can actually go further away. That comes in handy if you want to hit the next zone, but you can't because you would be entering inside the ring and taking damage. You can then park your drone at the nearest beacon, head outside the zone, and then get the next zone information. As you might know, the drone goes up to 200 meters away. I can't actually move further than this. And if you look at the bottom left, it says 201 meters and it's red. That means I can't move it further than that. But I will actually be able to move way further than that and then still enter the drone and hit the beacon. My second tip with crypto is that there are certain places on the map where the glass allows you to scan enemies through the glass. This comes in handy if you want to push a team and you want to have permanent wall hacks on them. You can park the drone outside of the glass, away from them, so they can't shoot the drone, but you will just have wall hacks on them once you're initiating in the fight. This is a good example of where it works. In this particular case, this is the strongest one on World's Edge, in my opinion. But in Lava City, in these zipline buildings, there's massive windows, which you'll be able to basically scan enemies through, like you see here. The same buildings are also in Skyhook, and there is one in Fragment West as well. The second example would be in the diner buildings, which you see all over the map. You'll be able to scan enemies through as well. The third tip for crypto, it might be known by a lot of people, but the EMP does in fact go through walls, which makes it so that you can park your drone on the outside of a building or on the outside of a wall or whatever it might be. You use your EMP, and because of the way it works, they can't actually shoot the drone in time to get rid of the EMP, and that way it's guaranteed damage will hit. So my fourth tip with crypto is that if you EMP a team, be that through a wall or in the open, sometimes you have to EMP when you're in the open field, but regardless, if you do keep moving your drone up to a second or two after the damage goes through, the team that you have EMP'd is most likely going to be using a bat, using cells or whatever it might be. And it leaves an opportunity for you to move your drone around and place it often behind the enemies and allow for wall hacks throughout the fight. If you do park it instantly after the damage goes through, usually the team will be able to shoot the drone and then start healing. But if you then move your drone beforehand, it works. So if you use this tip together with the other tip that I mentioned before about EMPs going through walls, if you do EMP through a wall and you want to go collect your teammate's banner, who has previously died and is now getting camped on by a team, you can EMP through the wall, wait for them a second or two while they're popping a bat or whatever it might be, wrap around with the drone, and then pick up your banners, and they won't be able to shoot the drone because they're healing. But in that example, you could see how I EMP him, he starts shooting at my drone, but I kept my drone moving, making it hard to shoot the drone. And then once I saw him starting to heal, I parked my drone so that we can get the scans to the walls. Tip number 5 for crypto is a tip that a lot of people might not know about and a lot of higher players probably don't use correctly. And that is the fact that you can pull out your drone and look at the champion banners. When you do that, it shows how many teams are near you. And a common misconception is that the 200-meter radius is around the drone and not the player. But the radius is in fact around crypto. This comes in handy if you're on the edge of zone or in the zone and you want to, for instance, craft, and you're not sure if there's teams near you that might be able to run up and shoot you while you're crafting. You just pop out your drone, you check how many teams are near you. If there's 0, you're good to go. So as you see, there is an enemy within 190 meters of us. But if we back out a little bit and to go over 200 meters, if we then look at the player banners, or champion banners, it says 0. But if we were to go back in range, it'll start saying 1. And the radius is 200 meters, and that's around crypto and not the drone. My 6th and final tip for crypto is that you should always enter the drone while crouched. Sometimes, if you really need to EMP the enemy team, you whip out the drone fast, you EMP them, but often you're in a bad position because it's very hectic. But if you just make it a habit of crouching before entering the drone, your teammates can easily punch you around and position you better. Obviously, they can't punch you around if you're not crouched, but when you are crouched, you get the extra slide effect and you'll be able to move around faster while in drone.
Shields though, Bubble will go down, they'll get that knock, it's massive, and Gnaske, no shields, no problem.
So this was my ALGS Masters on Crypto. See you in the game.